behind you, Paul.
Hey everyone, First Order here, and welcome to the second video of Galactic Assault strategies on the Separatist side for the Battlefront 2 beta. Now, I was originally going to post this yesterday, but I was thinking, you know what? Most of the people are going to get the beta tomorrow, and Galactic Assault is probably the main game mode for this beta, so people are probably going to want to know the strategies for it. So, let's get started. Now, if you haven't watched the Republic side, don't worry. Or if you're just coming to this one thinking it's going to be the same exact thing, it's really not. There are some similarities, but it's mostly going to be different. Alright, so, once you spawn into the game, when the game first starts, choose the Specialist. Believe me, just do it. If you have the A280 CFE, the second Specialist rifle for the Separatists and Republic, use that. It is so much better than the other ones, just believe me. Also, if you have enough crafting parts, craft the zoom modification. I did not know this existed until after I made the first video, and I'm getting a lot more kills than I used to. Probably getting 5 to 6 now with the zoom modification. It makes things a lot more easier. But there is a slightly more recoil, so you're gonna have to get used to that. Anyway, you're gonna spawn, you're gonna run down and zoom in to the enemy side and just spray hell. Fire until you get overheated. And once you get overheated, you have to hit it on the gold section of your bar. Once you hit that, your weapon cannot overheat for about 7 seconds, and this is when you have to press on that trigger as fast as possible. Just spam the heck out of that thing and try to see if you can get kills. If you don't, you're still getting hit markers, and hit markers still get you battle points because at the end of the day, when the clone dies, you're getting a kill assist. So technically, even if you don't kill anyone, you are still getting an assist or just hit markers, which both gain you battle points. Now after this, you're going to want to know what kind of game you're playing. With the last one, you could either win or you could prolong the game and win at the end. With this, there's only really one way to go. You have to win. But do you want to play as a hero, or would you rather be a more defensive type with the MTT? That's your decision. Let's go with the way if you want to be a hero. I would not buy anything unless you have an excessive amount of battle points. Let's say it's like 3/4 the way through and about to get to the destination. If you want to buy a Vulture Droid, go ahead. Only if you have around 6,800 battle points. And if you want to buy a Vulture Droid, go ahead. It's likely that the Republic will make one last attempt to bring down the MTT's health as much as possible. So they'll be calling in Y-Wings or be calling in LAATs. So your Vulture Droid or Tri-Droid, I only recommend those two. It's going to be very effective against the LAAT, especially the LAAT. It can't fight back against you, I don't think. And even if it does, it's going to be really bad because it's one laser. Anyway, that's the only time I recommend it. Don't buy it in AAT. Don't buy Super Battle Droids, only if you have around 7,000 battle points, which is very rare. I've only got that one time in round 1, and that's when you can buy a B2 Rocket Battle Droid. But only buy things if you have enough credits to still buy a hero. So if you have 5,600 credits, only buy a Vulture Droid. So yeah, if you want to spend the battle points and defend the MTT as much as possible, I recommend getting the AAT, and it's very good. But I would not buy the AAT if I am already 3/4 of the way there. So if it's from the beginning to the 3rd waypoint, I believe, so like 75% the way there, I would only buy it in that section because that thing lasts you a long time. Believe me, I think I survived an entire wave and I had to kill myself because the AAT can't go into this wave 2, so I had to kill myself in order to respawn. If you're halfway and you have enough battle points, buy it. It will make this game a lot easier, especially if you're defending against the MTT. But watch out for the ion disruptors. They can affect you as well, so just watch out for that. Especially ATRTs, they have a ion cannon ability and they can just wreck your AAT. I played as an ATRT like 5 minutes ago and I pressed the ion cannon ability and I just shot it until it overheated and it destroyed the AAT in like 15 seconds. So be careful for those. Anyway, I would only buy a hero if you're towards the end of wave 1, and I would only buy Boba Fett. Boba Fett is really good for far range distances, especially towards the end, because at the end all the clones will be focusing on the MTT and trying to bring down his health as much as possible. So they'll be having heavies and do the chain gun ability and just trying to shoot that MTT as much as possible. That's where you take advantage, use your jetpack, get above them, and just shoot your rockets down at them. You're gonna get a lot of kills, believe me. I'll probably show gameplay of what I'm talking about. I did really well with Boba Fett because I got him towards the end of Wave 3, and he's really good. Anyway, the classes I recommend for Wave 1 are the Specialist, Heavy, and Assault. Those three work the most in this area. Specialists work almost all the way, but like towards the end, like the last 10% the MTT has to go, it starts to become less powerful because of the close quarters of that section. So I recommend Assault towards the end of Wave 1. Anyway, let's move on to Wave 2. This is when, if you haven't bought a hero already, buy Darth Maul. Very good close quarters combat hero. And that section is going to be very close quarters. So do that. If you want to, and you don't want to be a hero, become a B2 Super Battle Droid. Don't become a B2 Rocket Battle Droid, because the area, it's so tight that you can't really jetpack anywhere. The only really useful ability in that section is the dash ability, and even then it's not that good. The classes I recommend for this are Assault and Officer. The Officer, you're not going to get a lot of kills, but you're going to be able to support your team in order to prolong the game and make them get the objective. Speaking of the objective, I can't really give you any much tips on that. It's all personal preference. If you want to go left, go left. Some simple tips are, if your team is attacking the right side, all the clones are going to be most likely going to the right side. There might be like a few Smarties and stay towards the left because they know you're going to attack the left, but that's when you attack the left. You try to kill as much as possible, and you start unlocking those doors. Once you start unlocking those doors, the clones will be in panic, and everyone's just going to be all over the place, and it's going to be a lot more harder to control it. So you're probably going to get the left or right door unlocked, and then, you know, whatever happens, happens. Anyway, let's move on to round 3. Round 3, I would not buy a Boba Fett. Do not buy Boba Fett. Only if you want to and you just want to have fun, but if you're trying to win this game, do not buy a Boba Fett. The only ones I recommend are the 2 Super Battle Droids and Darth Maul. But be smart about it. Literally, I walked in as Darth Maul into the middle. I died in like 20 seconds because I wasn't smart about it. Because this game's a lot different than the first Battlefront with heroes. You can die a lot faster, and you have to know that. So, I would recommend staying towards the outskirts and use your wrist rocket ability, throw your lightsaber in, use the force to throw people. Just stay towards the outskirts. The classes I recommend is only Assault and Officer. Again, same reasons for the last one. The Officer, you can give people more health and put down sentries, and with the Assault, you can just be quick. Get in as much as possible. Wipe out all the clones and just try to stay in the circle as much as possible. When you're Darth Maul, don't stay in the circle as much because you're going to be the most powerful character there. Try to know the clone spawns. They can only go through 2 doors. That's when you gotta be smart. Go to each side of the door and kill as much clones as possible. Basically, spawn kill them. It's a new thing to do, but if you want to win, then do it. Anyway, this is what I think the best strategy for the Separatist side on the Galactic Assault game mode is for the Battlefront 2 beta. If you guys have any other tips, feel free to comment them. I'll pin the best one so those who want to see some more tips can see them. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, blast a like, and all that good stuff. And if you are new, why don't you subscribe? For all things Star Wars, this is the First Order, signing out.
For the Republic! Joint fleet, dead ahead! Bank hard! Incoming! Pretty sure I got it.